Hello, welcome to February 16th, 2026. It's a Monday. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation, a live video broadcast exercise that I do every morning at 5:30 a.m. to remember my life objectives and principles, those which I've laid out in my book, Going Alone, which you can read for free at goingalone.org. I also use this time to think about yesterday and how I did with the challenges and the opportunities that I met, particularly the ones where I did very poorly or very well, so that I can learn and improve. I go over my creed, at least the 8 objectives and one of the principles, and then I prepare for the coming day. But first of all, I'd like to say hi to new subscribers to the channel. Welcome. And I also extend my great appreciation to my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate you. All right. Quick disclaimer. I do talk about this is a journal exercise, so I can go anywhere I want with this. But I do reliably talk about death, my own death, every day. So if that's a sensitive subject, please be forewarned. Also, I do want to let you know that I do read and respond to all comments, but I wait until the end of the video to do so. But I always try to check the first comment to come by to make sure that the audio is working. Shouldn't this be green? I'm a little worried that it's blue. Maybe the audio is not working. Well, let's carry on. Okay, so looking at my notes from the last 24 hours, there was really nothing noteworthy, although yesterday was a very big day. Did a lot of stuff yesterday. I had a big adventurous day with my family. Oh, there's Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn. Working. Thank you very much. Good morning, April. Hello, Jones227. It's good to see you. Thank you for letting me know my audio is working. I appreciate it. I thought this was supposed to be green, but it's blue. That works. And April, I was thinking about making this going to mini stop today to do this from the convenience store because I was thinking about having a cup of coffee from there. So don't think that idea that you planted in my head isn't gestating there. Well, see, so there's not much to report from yesterday, although it was a really big and consequential day, rife with opportunity for me to fall on my face or to do really well. And I would say it was right down the middle, just fine day. Everything went pretty good. I'd almost feel guilty. The note actually says another easy day. I almost feel guilty, and I think Tim, if you're out there, I think that I may be touching on something, that sense of guilt that you once mentioned about being retired and being out of the fray. And I don't think that I've overcome that. And noting when I was writing the note down, it says another easy day. I was stopped at the word easy, and I was started to write the E, and I was like, ah. And then when I wrote it in the title, I was even more so. I was like, ah, because it feels unsympathetic and maybe even like bragging to to share the to share the fact that life is sweet at this stage at this point, when I know that so many are struggling, and that and maybe that internal, maybe it's a type of cognitive dissonance, but not cognitive. Maybe it's kind of a mental dissonance to enjoy living in peace at last, in spite of the fact that so many are struggling. I know that my first mind jumped in mind is like, well, do something to help out, Kurt. And I do have my efforts that I'm doing to try to make the effort world less painful. Even though, even that, just the fact it's like you're not supposed to talk about it. Like I should only talk about the hard stuff. But it's a diary entry. Dear diary, it always comes out better when I say it that way. Dear diary, yesterday was a very nice day. It was a Sunday. I spent the day with my wife, and my sister-in-law. We had a nice walk with the dogs. The weather was fine. Got a little bit of time in the garden. Went to the flea market. Then we took a drive to the nearby town of Canberra, where we visited a Meiji-era confectioner's shop, where they had a beautiful outdoor garden. We could sit and enjoy green tea and the cherished confections of that family's art, currently maintained by the son, and with the help of his wife and his mother. From there, we climbed a mountain. We drove up to the top of a mountain and climbed around an abandoned trail to an old footbridge with a beautiful view of the Canberra seascape. We caught a glimpse of Mount Fuji, stopped for McDonald's for French fries to enjoy on the car ride home, had a nice dinner at Yoko's house, and with gift of fish that brother-in-law Takeshi bought back from Atami, followed by a nice evening walk through the prefectural art museum grounds, bath time, and in bed. And I was not challenged really in any way by anything yesterday. It was just a very easy day. My mind even let me alone. Okay, it's a lot easier to say all of that and not feel bad about it by just saying "Dear Diary" at the beginning. I got that out of the way. It was a nice day yesterday. Nothing challenged me, even though I kind of threaded the needle yesterday somehow, not through my own efforts. Just got lucky. Or maybe I deny myself some of the credit. Maybe it was partially through the good efforts. I mean, I remember actively taking pains at various times through the day to, for example, hashtag do one thing at a time, to hashtag move slowly and deliberately. I mean, I literally was throughout the day making efforts to do that. So maybe part of the reason that it went so well was that I was at least subconsciously and a few times consciously applying the principles in my book to the moments which help protect me, so to speak. Like taking things slowly and thinking things through would certainly help to reduce the risk of being caught off guard. An ambush moment. It's those ambush moments that always get me. No need for temperance yesterday. All right, for my creed, it consists of 8 objectives as follows. Number 1, to be ready for death at all times, having my affairs in order and my relationships in good shape and my life's work at least cleaned up, if not complete. But in my case, my life's work is complete. Had a nice uh, a text conversation with my daughter yesterday. I sat in the garden and texted her with her back and forth. We talked about various and sundries. It was good to hear that her life is going well up in Tokyo. She's going to be doing some big adventures, traveling around, going around the world. She's not going around the world, but she's going to the other side of the world on work. And we were chatting about that. Talked about a few other things. So the reason I'm going on and on about my daughter is that my daughter is my life's work, and having good correspondence with her yesterday and learning that she's doing well and she's managing her life and carrying on her as an adult was reassuring. My other life's work was the writing of my book, which is well done. That's done. So yeah, my life's work is done. My relationships are in good shape, and my affairs are in order. Mm. Taxes are the American taxes are done. Still working on the Japanese ones, but even if something happens to me, Yumiko can finish that. She doesn't really need me for that. And even if someone, even I mean, even then, if something happens to me, then she doesn't even need to file them. They're just my taxes. Japan doesn't have um, dual taxes, and Yumiko didn't work a lick in 2025, so she has no need to file any taxes. And if I'm dead, I don't need to file taxes. So yeah, taxes are done. Okay, so the second objective is to make good and effective use of my time so that I don't waste my days. Boy, I made good use of the time yesterday. Squeezed goodness out of every second for sure. My third objective is to develop and maintain the aforementioned code of greed in my book. My fourth objective is to cultivate good emotional reactions, which I didn't need to do yesterday because nothing challenged me. My fifth objective is to um, uh, apply my values in an effective way through the course of my life in the everyday. My sixth objective is to recognize the limits of my capabilities so that I don't text, try, or require of myself more than I can actually do, while at the same time pushing myself where the frontiers are reasonable. My seventh objective is to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And number 8 is to maintain my balance. Reading today from the book, I'm going to read the principle titled The Bullseye Aim. Let's see if we can maneuver this crazy traditional Japanese candle over for to provide a little illumination as I read. But it's a crazy candle. My gosh, it's an old antique candle that I'm burning because I ran out of all my other candles. Good, I hate to see it go, but I need to go buy more candles. Okay, the bullseye aim. Think about a darts. Our best ambition is to achieve our goals and objectives to the extent that we can feel our effort is complete. That is often a pretty high mark, even with even with a pessimist's aim. The fact is, we frequently fall short, well short, or at least short enough to cause us to bluster or to regret that we even tried. For myself, I will be satisfied if I have made a good and honest effort. There's really no time to lose. I'm reading hesitantly because I'm holding it far away because of this size of this flame. I don't want to burn myself or the book, but I think I came across. So the bullseye aim is to reminding myself that sometimes the objectives that we set for ourselves, not the objectives from the book, but the object activities that we want to do, are we strive after them with. A differential success, right? Sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't, sometimes we're close, sometimes we're way off the mark. It's a lot like throwing darts at a dartboard. The more with a little practice, your aim can get proficient and improve, but you're still not likely to hit a bullseye every time. Why then would we lament when we don't strike the bullseye in life every time? We should be like the dart player, right? You know, satisfied that we get close, delighted when we hit the mark, and recognizing in a very stoic sense, applying stoic apathy to the fact that sometimes we'll miss the board altogether and maybe our dart will clatter on the floor. That is what happens sometimes, even with the best aim. Now, as for today, I have a rather ambitious day ahead of me, and I feel it. I have, before I got the job working at that school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I did that online teaching thing, that thing where I teaching online, and I'm still doing that. I've opened up slots on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. There's two slot openings, and today both of them are filled. So I have a lesson at 9 and another at 9:30. They are the most delightful lessons. I really enjoy that job. They're oldsters, Japanese oldsters. You typically perfectly fluent in English, as fluent as you can get as a non-native speaker. And we just talk about the most fascinating open discussions, talk about our lives and their journeys and where they're at in life, etc. It's really, really interesting. I really enjoy it. Everything from oldsters with great stories to tell to an ambitious salaryman who hides away in the closet to take his English lessons once in a while with me during his break at work, and it's so funny. It's like sneaking, like some people sneak into a closet to take us to smoke a cigarette, or sneak out to the balcony to smoke a cigarette. He sneaks into the closet to study English. Great stuff. I have two of those today, and now even though they're easy, I don't have to prepare really. It's not much to it. It's over like that. Two 25-minute lessons are done. Nevertheless, probably because of my sense of uh, desire to be professional at all times, I'm a little bit anxious. So I feel that Monday morning anxiousness to begin the lesson. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of what I wanted. That's part of the reason why in retirement I wanted to go back to work, because I wanted to taste in that feeling of mild sense of seeking after professionalism, right, and the ambition, and also to keep the mind tuned. I think there's every time when I feel a Monday like this, when I have a little bit of work ahead of me, it's like sharpening a blade on a wedding stone, right? Not a wedding stone, a wedding stone, a sharpening stone, and it's a good thing. It keeps things sharp. Hmm. So I have that immediately in the morning, and then after that, I'm going to prepare. I think I've already done it all. I'm substituting tomorrow at my other job. I have my own 2 lessons, and then I'm substituting for another teacher who's out of the country. So I'll be teaching 5 lessons tomorrow. Ooh, that's a big day. I want to make sure I'm prepared for everything for that. And then I'm going to I administered a test to my students last week, and I want to grade the tests and get the grades in the system. And then the last one here says, what does that say? Oh, no, what is that? Oh, hair. I got a hair appointment with my wife at 2 o'clock. We're going to go. She and I, it's something we do together. We go to this really fancy hair place, really expensive. It's like something, I never would have imagined doing um, before I retired, right? Was to, I was the kind of guy that would spend no more than, you know, $10 on a haircut. But now every month I go with my wife to a really nice salon, and we get the treatment. And it's kind of fun. We sit side by side in the chairs, and they have our names there, and we look through the magazines together, and we pick the hair that we want, and we each get it, and the thing and the massage, and it's a worthwhile indulgence. That's today. Hmm. Okay, let's go ahead and read comments. Evelyn, thank you again for noting that the mic is working. And again, hello, good morning to April. Thanks again, Joneser227, for noting the audio is working. I appreciate that. Quest Evans says, hi, hey to you. Good to see you. Welcome to the live. There's Tim chiming in with the morning check. Well, it's evening for you over there in the UK. Weather check for the UK at 8:32 p.m. is 5.4 C. Temps going up, 92%. And I'm going to guess it's raining. Humidity, pretty much a torrential rain day from dawn to dusk. You can you can set your clock by the rain over there, whatever that means, right? I mean, gosh, are you ever going to see the sun again, Tim? Amazing, but I like your upbeat attitude. As for us, if I can read it, it looks like we're about 4 or 5 degrees here. It's hard to read outside. Evelyn says hello to myself, Mizudatsu, Jones227, Quest Evans, and Tim. Tim says, it did take me a good 6 months or more to overcome that guilt element in retirement. I didn't make a conclusive effort to overcome it. Kind of slowly left me. I'm a year and going on 1 month in, and it still surprises me once in a while. Well, maybe Tim, do you think though that maybe part of the reason that I mean, I don't know what you do, how you spend all of your time at, but I do this, I do these videos, so it's a hard for me. I don't really have a hard time with the guilt anywhere else other than making these videos, because I know that so many of the people that correspond with me are still in the midst of it, right? So it's hard to not feel a little bit guilty when I'm making public, when I'm standing on a soapbox. Tim says, "Oh, hi to Evelyn, April, Joneser227, and Quest Evans." Tim says, "I think the guilt element wasn't helped by work colleagues getting in touch at the start of retirement and asking me to return to work. It made me feel obligated, which exacerbated the guilt feeling." Ah, now, do you feel, is there a flip side to that, Tim? When they stop asking, do we start to feel like, wow, I guess they don't need us? So it's like you're damned if they want you, and you're damned if they don't want you. Because that's a little how I felt when I went back and I saw my colleagues in December. Nobody came running up to me and saying, "Oh God, we really need you for this project." They were like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Tim says the flame on the candle is nearly half the length of the candle. It really is. Look at the size of this thing before it burns all down. This is, for those that don't know, this is a traditional Japanese candle that I bought. It's even got the price tag on the bottom, 300 yen. I bought it for $1.50. And I didn't intend to burn it, but I ran out of candles, so I'm burning it, and it's burning fast. And that flame is of something else. Japan Monomore, hey, good to see you. Good evening from Athens. Sorry, I saw a couple of comments that you left on the video last night that I wasn't in the live video that I didn't respond to, which is running right over there. Hi, you can say hi to. I'll show you guys. So here's that crazy candle. And then there's the live camera running right over there. Hey, live people. There's 2 people watching over there. And then I just moved that. I just moved that camera around to interesting places to view the garden or the rice fields, the sunrise, the whatever, the Rudy, whatever. It's kind of fun to do. So anyway, I saw a lot of I saw some comments over there, and I think I failed to answer them. They were nice, friendly things. Japan Monomer says, good evening from Athens, like I said. And then Penguin says, hi, JMA. That's Japan Monomer. Japan Monomer says, hello to Tim, aka Penguin. Penguin says, just checking. There is currently 74 flood warnings and 162 flood alerts and 16 severe flood warnings in places across England. Wow. You don't think of England as a necessarily a place for natural disasters, I don't think. I don't think of it as earthquakes and typhoons, but it would certainly be a suitable place for Noah to build an ark these days, it would seem. Japan Monomer says, oh dear, so no spring in sight in the UK. Oh dear. Tim says, it's forecast to get slightly warmer, JMA, but a temperature rise means more rain. I did see some snowdrops today, a good sign. Ooh, no kidding. What's a snowdrop? Is that like a half rain, half snow? Joneser 227 says, so through which company do you offer your English sessions? That would be AGOX. You can find me on AGOX. But it's only for Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 2 lesson slots, 9 to 10 o'clock. One lesson slot at 9 o'clock, another one at 9:30. It's fun. I really do like it. I love those classes. Joneser227 says, how much does your extravagant hair cost? So my extravagant hair cost, we'll go out of there between the two of us. I don't know how much mine costs, but we'll spend about uh, 25,000 yen for this afternoon for hair. So that's Niman Gosenen. So about, which is probably for the two of us like 125, $130, something like that. But a lot of that is Yumiko stuff, which is more expensive than mine. Evelyn says, and normally just that's extravagant for me. I mean, Yumiko's always gone to salons, but never me. But now that I realize that it's something that I can do with my wife, and we can have a shared experience, we look forward to it. We talk about it. I get to know the team there. It's fun. It's a social event. It's a couples event. Evelyn says, hi to Japan Monomura. Which neighborhood do you live in? Athens. Ooh, neighborhoods in Athens. Sounds like a band. Neighborhoods in Athens. I don't think of neighborhood Athens as having neighborhoods, right? Districts maybe. Tim says, wow, asked me 3 times in 2 years to return back to work, but in some ways it helped to overcome the guilt as it made me slightly more determined to enjoy my retirement, if that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And that must be kind of a good feeling to know that you're still needed and wanted, right? Joan says, sorry, how do you spell that company? A-Box. E-I, it's, hold on, let me write it out. It's a funny spell. E-Gox. AGOX is E-I-G-O-X. Like ego gox, ego something, ego for English. E-I-G-O-X. 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 Tim says, LOL, sorry, a snowdrop is a small alpine flower. Oh, long stalk with a drooping white flower. They tend to grow in the wild as carpet flowers. I've seen those before. They kind of fold over. Yeah, I think, or maybe I'm confusing that with a daffodil. Mm, sounds nice. Japan Monomore says, oh, talking about Meiji sweet shops, I will visit the Meiji Mura when I come in October. Oh, Meiji Town. There's a Meiji Town on the other side of that mountain. That's the Nihon Daira, right? That you can see through my window. There's a Meiji Town there. I don't know if that's the one you're going to, but where are you going? What town, what city would that be in Japan, Monomura? Is there any chance it's the one near the one here? It's pretty famous. If it is, let's get together and have a coffee. Or if you're here on a weekend, I found a really great place for beers. Let's go have a beer. Yeah, my friend. Well, I won't say names, but my friend that I go have coffee with on the Nihon Daira, he and I went drinking last week, and, we had way too much fun. I mean, it was fun. I didn't get drunk, but we had a lot of fun. It was like including the last minute dash to get the last train of the evening. So anyway, the place he showed me was a lot of fun. Um, That's right. Tim says, that's right, Kurt. Drooping flower heads. Ah, yeah. Japan Monomore says, hi, Evelyn. I live in the Galsti, just outside downtown Athens. Neat. I can't pronounce that. All right. Well, I think I've reached the end. And Japan Monomura, if you do in fact happen to be coming to Shizuoka, I hope you'll let me buy you a cup of coffee. That would be fun. I going to go ahead and wrap up here in plenty of time to make it to radio exercise and begin this day in earnest. Um, I'm excited to to start the day. So Japan Monomura says would love to come for a beer in Shizuoka. Oh well, that's great. Let me know. Just give me enough warning, a week or so warning, so I can make sure that the schedule is free. Especially now that I'm working and I have obligations to people again. April says, sorry, I got distracted trying to make myself kanji practice paper for my Kindle scribe. I'm trying to bump my vocab back up on the side of my current learn to read goal. There's a series of books in Japanese, so I've been trying to study more. Well, that's a very admirable thing. Good luck with the studies, April. All right, everybody. I guess I'll sign off. And to the three people over there watching on the live, you guys can stick around. Although I'm going to find a new place for the camera over there, as the sun begins to come up. Maybe I'll turn the camera and watch the camera can watch the sun rise in the bamboo forest. Tim says, "Have a great day. Hope it's a dry and sunny one." Oh, and April says, "Old 1960s Japanese learning books are way harder than current GLPT stuff." Really? Matane Jones 27 says, bye now, bye now, Monomore. April says, have a great day, everyone. Be safe, but not too safe, everyone. Ciao for now, Evelyn. Evelyn gets the last word. Bye bye.